How do I, 25M, let my sister's friend, 17F, down without embarrassing her? Title should basically say everything, but basically my sister's friend who is only 17 has a huge crush on me. I always kind of could tell whenever I visited my family's house and she was there, which was often. Anyways, she asked me last time I saw her if I wanted to basically go out on a date. Before I could even say anything, my sister came in the room and she just told me think about it. Well, I don't need to think about it because she's 17, but at the same time she's a nice person and I don't want to embarrass her, so I guess my question is, what's the nicest way to tell her I'm way too old for you without making her mortified of ever speaking to my sister again? I was thinking I would tell her I promise not to tell my family, but what do you guys think? Too long didn't read. Young sister's underage friend asked me out. How do I tell her I'm too old for her without making her cry? I really appreciate that you think of me that way, it's very flattering. It's not appropriate for us to have that sort of relationship and you should definitely be with a guy your own age. I do hope you can still think well of me. Oh geez. I remember being 17 with a crush on my best friend's 23 years brother. It's some very cringe nostalgia. I'll tell you what he told me that worked. I think our age gap is too big. Plus I wouldn't want to mess up your friendship with, sister. Try to let her down gently but firmly and leave no room for debate. Bring up the age gap. It might also be a good idea to tell her anyone your age interested in dating teenagers does not have her best interests at heart, and if a man in his mid-20s dates teenagers he is being predatory. Everyone's said this too, but I would explain the age gap. She's not exactly going to understand yet, BC. Of course she's mature enough to handle a relationship. She very well may be mature, but any adult who wants to get with her won't be. Explain how older men try to take advantage of young women who haven't been in serious relationships before, and older people will put her in unfamiliar situations where she doesn't know what to do and convince her that certain things are normal, BC. She's never done it before. Older people will use their experience to convince her to make choices she might not want to, but she just doesn't have experience setting boundaries or getting out of scary situations. Talk to her like she's your little sister, like she's a real person, and make sure that she understands and ask if she has questions. A lot of young women fall prey to these relationships, and as someone she looks up to, you can prepare her. Also, tell your mom so she can act as a buffer as needed and give you advice that pertains to this girl. What's wrong with telling her that she's too young? It's the literal truth, and it's not insulting at all. At least she would know that it's not because you think she's ugly or has a bad personality. There's nothing wrong with that, and I intend to say that I just want to do so in a way that isn't harsh because I tend to be blunt. Friend, coworker didn't disclose roommate's COVID positive status. I'm at a loss right now. My best friend, 21F, who is also a coworker of mine, lives with someone we both know. I don't talk to the roommate much aside from through the friend, so I was not aware that they, the roommate, tested positive and have been sick ever since the 5th or so of this month. I just found out today when I spoke to them, the roommate, over phone. Since the start of the pandemic, me and my friend have been social distancing as best as possible and only really hang out with each other and our roommates, and we are taking every precaution we can against the virus otherwise. We have hung out multiple times this week and they never disclosed their roommate's positive status despite knowing about it all along. They have been reporting to work as normal throughout this as well, and I know they have not been tested for the virus or quarantined. They did not have any intention of telling me, it seems. I do not know if they have reported this to our workplace, but I do not think so. We work in close quarters with each other too, although we do wear masks. I don't know what to do. I don't feel comfortable being around them right now, knowing that they would willingly put their friends and co-workers at risk like this. I'm not sure how to confront this situation. I have not discussed this with the friend at all yet. I have known them for about 3 years. Too long didn't read. My best friend, who I also work with, lives with somebody who tested positive for coronavirus and they did not tell me and have not quarantined or been tested. Get tested yourself and quarantine. Look up guidelines for if you've been exposed. And drop the friend. Confront them and don't worry about losing them as a friend. That's incredibly selfish and reckless. People like them are the reason this pandemic has cost so much life. And if a friend doesn't care about your own safety, well-being, and life to tell you that they've exposed you to a deadly virus, they're not really your friend. I think you just need to talk to them. Then, if they won't tell your workplace, you should talk to your boss or HR. Tell her she needs to get tested ASAP and tell management ASAP. Problem is, you're now in a similar situation. Get tested again 5 to 7 days later, tell your own management. I was exposed to a coworker who said their roommate tested positive. What are my next steps? Unfortunately, she is acting the same way that a lot of businesses act. If you don't show symptoms, then keep coming into work. Don't tell other coworkers that you have something or someone you interacted has something. In short, some people know what COVID can do, but they can't afford to miss out on days of work while waiting to see if they actually have something, which may turn out to be nothing, and businesses can't stop working in case one of their workers has something, which may turn out to be nothing. Further example is that now you are faced with the same situation. You have been around a person who is around another person that has positive COVID. What will you do? Now they haven't told your workplace or they wouldn't be allowed on the premises. Yeah, you have to do the right thing here and tell them either they tell work or you will. Someone could die from her selfish stupidity. My 28M girlfriend, 26F, of 7 years has come out as bi, and I don't know how to process it. Been with my girlfriend for 7 years and she today came out to me as bi. She has had these feelings for a couple of years now, but believed this wasn't right and had kept telling herself that it was wrong. Recently she has been hanging out with bisexual friends more, who have been openly about it, which has led her to believe that there is nothing wrong with her. I'm, to be honest, in a bit of a shock. During our time together, there has been no hints or anything towards these feelings and I'm truly proud of her for coming out. But part of me is scared and worried about our relationship. While she says that she is still attracted to me and wants to continue our relationship, part of me is just scared and I don't know why. I guess I'm scared for the future and for her to turn around in the 15th of October 2020 years to say she is no longer attracted to men. I 100% believe her, but the human emotion and body is weird, which makes me scared, but I guess the unknown of this also scares me, despite being extremely proud of her. I was wondering if anyone else has experienced this and just looking for their experience and people's opinion in all of this. TDLR, girlfriend of 7 years comes out bi, which makes me scared of the future. Thank you for reading. Edit, just wanted to say thanks to all of your responses, you truly are good humans. Unless you're one of the commentators saying nasty things about bi people, then you know where to stick your opinion. Okay, so you've got a lot of people in the comments trying to tell you that you need to leave because she will want to experiment and that she will want to date girls. Please ignore those people because it's pure biphobia. Bi people don't all just have casual sex with everyone they meet, nor do they all want to date every gender there is immediately upon coming out. The only thing that's now changed is that she is potentially attracted to people who are not men. Nothing else is changing. She is not suddenly less attracted to you, and she's not also become non-monogamous. If your relationship is exclusive, which I'm assuming, it still is. Wishing you both happiness. This carrot also, her coming out as bi is in no way a pit stop to becoming gay or whatever. It is a legit sexuality, and you shouldn't doubt her because of this. Damn, the biphobia is strong in this thread. Being bisexual isn't a stepping stone to not being into men. I've been dating my boyfriend for 3 years and came out as bisexual 2 years ago. Doesn't mean I somehow suddenly have the desire to cheat or be more promiscuous. I'm equally as committed to him as I've always been. Your girlfriend being bi shouldn't affect relationship with you if your relationship is healthy and communicative. Be proud of her and be confident in your relationship. it doesn't have to mean anything. Was once the girl in this scenario, and all it meant for me was that I was comfortable identifying as bi when people asked, and had nothing to do with me wanting to pursue or explore anything outside of my boyfriend. Still, I think the most important thing would be to have an open conversation and ask her about what this means for her and communicate your insecurities about it. I think you're mainly dealing with the shock of the new information. This doesn't really affect or change your relationship in any way. The main thing that has happened is that your girlfriend has come to a better understanding and acceptance of herself. And I think improved self-love is also good for relationships. Listen, in any relationship, there is a chance that your partner could realize that they aren't sexually attracted to you the 15th of October 2020 years down the line. That's the risk we take with love and relationships.